Rachel from 7 and All, and today I have a book haul for you. It is the season for buying books because it's getting close to Christmas and also to my son's birthday. And if you are really into books, you see Christmas as a good excuse to buy more books. And also, my parents asked me what my son wanted for his first birthday. And this is awesome because when kids are 1 year old, they don't get to say what they want. So you just get to decide what they want. And I said he wanted books. So some of these are what I bought and some of them are what my mom bought at a recent outing to our favorite local thrifty bookstore, highly discounted books. I will put links down below for all the books that I'm showing you today. Where we bought them is Book Excess, but that's just local. So hopefully you guys can find them at your location or your international retailer, wherever you live. So I'll share some of these books I got for you today. This is Once Was a Time, and I got this for my sister for Christmas. She was saying that she needed more books to read, but she kind of gets stressed out at the bookstore of like not knowing, there's a whole wall of hundreds of books. How do you know what's good and what's not good? And me, I'm not super perfectionist. I like to just read, see if it seems interesting, and I figure if I know, if I just give her a book, she'll probably read it, and she will most likely like it unless it's really lame. So I picked her out a couple of books to save her from the decision stress of it all. Picked out some books at the thrift bookstore. This one looked good. Once Was a Time by Leila Salas, or Sales, I don't know. And it is a time traveling story that starts in England in 1940. Looked really interesting, looked like her style. And then this was June Sparrow and the $1 Million Penny. There's almost no information about it, and it's wrapped in plastic still, so I didn't know what it was. But it said, an extraordinary orphan, an unforgettable pig, and $1 Million Penny. And that had me pretty much sold. Also, the name was June Sparrow, and I'm a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so that was the other thing that sold me. The good thing about really thrifty bookstores is when you're buying books for like $2 or so, you don't really have to stress so much about, is this the perfect book? Sometimes you can just take a little gamble. This is also for Christmas. This is a sticker dressing soldiers book from Usborne. We've had a lot of the sticker dressing books. Our discount bookstore usually has these, so that's really awesome because the full price is kind of high. Sticker dressing soldiers, that should be cute for a little boy that I got it for. And then for a little girl, I got My Day at a Wedding, activity and sticker books. I've gotten them a number of Bloomsbury activity books before, and they seem pretty good. There's a lot to do in them. Pretty well designed. And then for my baby, we stumbled across a treasure trove of BabyLit books, which we have not really been able to find these locally, and they can be very expensive if you have to buy them from overseas and full price. So I haven't really gotten much BabyLit books before, but I love the concept as a nerdy literature kind of kid. See, this is my philosophy on baby books. I have to read them like 200 times, so I better enjoy them. I mean, I don't think the babies have a whole lot of opinions, so I want to have books that amuse me in some way and that give me some, just satisfaction through the different references. And I think that is the market that BabyLit is targeting, is parents who want board books that amuse them. And they're doing pretty good job. I actually like the Cozy Classics series, which does something similar but a bit different, better than BabyLit. But I'm excited to add to our little BabyLit collection. And this is Don Quixote, a Spanish language primer, which was an extra appeal to me because it has little Spanish words throughout the book. Yo soy el hombre de la mancha, los libros. And then the names of all the books are in Spanish here. Las lágrimas de Angélica, El caballero de la espada ardiente, La armadura, El caballo rocinante, La dama Dulcinea, Los molinos de viento, El amigo Sancho Panza, Castillo, La cabra. So it's not like a super advanced Spanish kind of thing, but it's cute. It's Don Quixote, which is a interesting story. I've definitely not read the original. That's too hard for me. But that's cool. I mean the original in Spanish. Have not read that. Then we have Treasure Island. Little Master Louis Stevenson. And this is a shapes primer. So we have different shapes, and all the pictures just have little references to the story. Heart. Here's Jim Hawkins. Triangle, the Hispaniola. Oval for the eye patch. So this is our shapes primer. Simple but fun references. I mean, it's more interesting to me than just a book with just circle, square shapes, all of that. Around the World in 80 Days, transportation primer. So it starts out with the little plan of when you're arriving and departing, and then it all adding up to 80 days. And then different kinds of transportation and how many days are left. So references to the book. These are all books that you will enjoy much more if you are pretty familiar with the book or have read the book. So this is a pretty fun Jules Verne book. So this is cool. And the different ways to travel. I think my son will really like this. He's into transportation. Very, very typical boy transportation interests. This one, didn't really know what this was. This is one that you know, pick up and take a gamble. ABCs of kindness. P is for patience. O is for others. So that would be cute to read. This one amused me immensely. Edgar Gets Ready for Bed. This is part of a series inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. And this is, actually maybe you shouldn't read this to your kid, because this raven is a bad example, because he likes to say nevermore to his parents. But that amused me. I'm telling you, I do have a very specific sense of humor not everybody is going to appreciate. And then this one, this is new. I have not seen these by BabyLit before. This is their actual storybooks. So I kind of like this. This is actually not going to be for my baby, more for my older son. It's not an actual board book, but the pages are thick paper, but not board. And it's more telling the whole actual, of course much simplified, but the story of Moby Dick, not just the primer, which I like that. When it comes to these kind of books, I more like it when they're telling a story, and that's why I do like the cozy classics the best. But I find the BabyLit books amusing, and when you get a good deal, like $2 for a book, I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, I'm gonna read them hundreds of times. I get my money's worth out of books, especially when I get them on sale. Then we got these, which we didn't really know what it was. Pride and Prejudice Counting Primer Book and Playset. This is a bit of an interesting design. These we ordered shipped from the same store, and they came broken, which that's disappointing on the box. But I love the book, Little Miss Austen's Pride and Prejudice. This one is a counting primer. I think one of the pages, okay, a couple pages amused me the most. The 4 marriage proposals, and they outline all the marriage proposals, and the ones that were said no, and the oh sure, and then of course the 10,000 pounds a year also amused me immensely. So these are books that you will appreciate based on knowing the story and liking the story. Then, because these were play sets, they came with little like punch out cards that can stand up. So there's Mr. Bingley and Mr. Darcy, and there's houses, so that's Pemberley. There's a heart, I'm guessing for the wedding. There's a coach, a Longbourn, of course. You have Lizzie and Jane and musicians. So the weird thing about this to me is the kid that you would be reading this to is not really the kid so much that would be able to play with these. But I think that these would be a good level for playing with, like with my 9-year-old sister, acting out stories. And we do have like a kids version storybook of Pride and Prejudice. So I think having read that and being able to kind of act out little bits of the story and just have fun kind of with the dress-up characters and the punch-outs, I envision her being able to use these, and that's cute. I always loved like paper dolls and any kind of cardboard paper model kind of kit when I was a kid. So this is for like the baby and the toddler, and then the punch outs we'll use for the preteen. And I think that will be a better fit, but it's kind of interesting that they sold them together. This is the same kind of thing. Alice in Wonderland, Colors, Primer, and Playset. So this is Colors. I'm also a pretty big fan of this book. And my sister's favorite poem is by Lewis Carroll, The Jabberwocky. So, you know, fond feelings for Lewis Carroll's nonsense. Pretty hilarious. And then they also have all the bunch of punch outs of different characters. White Rabbit, the Queen of Hearts. This looks like it's pretty based on the newer movie in the imagery. So it's an interesting choice. But yeah, those are our newest purchases for Christmas and birthday coming up. And when you're getting books for like $2-3 each, you can get more. So that's the good thing. And you can take a few gambles. So I want you to tell me, like, what's the best book deal you've gotten recently? We don't actually have like secondhand stores locally where we live, but we do appreciate this thrift bookstore, discounted bookstore quite a bit. So what's your favorite way to get a discount on books? Leave a comment below. And like this video if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to our channel for more creative, adventurous, book-loving content. Bye!